Good evening, ladies. How's it going? Well, I know a couple people were waiting for this to start up, and so now it's going. And as you join in, I'm going to try to say hi to everybody, but if I miss you, then Linda's going to try to keep me up to date as she is over here on the side. I can wait, there's her hair. I can pull her hair. So she's over here with me tonight, and she's going to be on helping. So far I can see Claudia, Sue, Virginia, Jennifer. Hi everyone. Glad you're here. And just like last night. I'm going to ask that tonight you are very interactive. If you could turn your sound on, please. Linda's got the sound on over there. Anyways, just like last night, if you could go ahead and make sure that you type your comments in if you have something to say to interact with me tonight, or at the very least, if you could keep the little likes and the love buttons going so that we can see that you're still participating. If you don't want to say something, then at least you can just react like that way. Hi, Tara. Karina, my baby girl, is on. Trevor. Hi, Trevor. Glad you could join us for our ladies lounging. And uh, oh my goodness, that's so funny. I was gonna say, how'd you get on? But I forgot. We opened it up to everyone. It's not just on the ladies' site anymore. It's open. So, anyways, oh look, I'm wearing my Baby Yoda shirt. Baby Yoda. It says no coffee, no forcey. So without coffee, there is no force happening. But I did have my coffee, so that was good. Um, had it earlier today, but it still works. Anyways, so I know that some more people will probably be joining here shortly, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of get started. I don't have a lot to say, but what I have to say, I'm hoping is very meaningful, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good tonight. So, um, Linda's laughing at me. This is different. Having somebody in the room with me is a little bit different because usually it's Pastor and he does most of the talking. But when I've been doing the ladies thing, it's just been myself and I'm in the room by myself and I'm handling it all. And now Linda's like snickering over here and I'm gonna turn the camera on her if she's not careful. So, anyways, um, sorry, my hair is just keep bugging me. Anyways, so in the past 2 weeks, I've asked a couple of things of you. And so, if you could interact with me tonight and you could let me know how you have been participating in that. So, first, the very first week that we were in this, I asked you to think outside the box and how to worship at home and how to be able to connect with others since we're all, in isolation. How have you thought outside the box? Not meeting face to face, but how have you made that happen? Now, I know that last week when I was talking about that, my mom had said she called somebody that she went to high school with that lives in, I believe it was Colorado. So what have you done? What's been going on in your own isolation piece and thinking outside the box, and how have you connected with other people? I know that many of us are using Facebook, which is awesome, but is there anything else? Have you made extra phone calls? Have you really gotten used to texting? Have you actually written like a letter, like pen and paper, and mailed it? What have you done? So as those things come up, I just kind of like to see some of your reactions, or Linda's going to share them with me if there's anything going on that she can tell us about. Uh, Also want to say hi, Claudine and Sylvia, and oh, Pastor Anthony's on here, and Riga and Alan. It's weird to have the guys' names on there tonight, but I love it. So thank you guys for joining us too. Um, let's see. Oh, Cameron's on there. All right. So I know Claudia's like, Pastor Anthony, why are you here? Um, so what have you done? What have you done? Waiting for some of those comments to pop up, and Linda's gonna. Jennifer was texting Mickey and Fred, and she called Karen and Gail. Oh, hi, Andra. And Lots of extra calls and texting. Hi, Lyndon. Letters, Virginia, letters, like actual written letters, like where you put it in an envelope, stamp it, and send it? Like that kind of letters? Is that what you've been doing? Um, it's I just think that's so cool because that's not done anymore. And it's such an encouragement when you get like the physical paper to be able to read from somebody. It's so fun. So that's really cool. Phone calls to friends. What else? Messages, encouraging messages. Very nice. Songs. Are you singing to people and dancing for them? I'm just wondering, Riga, is that what you're doing? You're actually dancing, like taking a video of yourself and sending it, sharing it, or is that like in your own home to yourself? Because they have a really cool app called TikTok and you can dance and upload that and it's short and we could watch that, but that might be pushing some of our social pieces that we're doing. Sending cards and Linda, you're supposed to be keeping me up on this, girl. Who? Sylvia learns Zoom. Nice. Hi, David. Um, well, yeah, because we'll join April's men's breakfast, which will be on your own. You cook your own breakfast and then you join and you guys get to eat. So yeah, ladies, we get to join in the guys' breakfast this month. Of course, you'll be cooking your own. It's BYOB, bring your own breakfast to the men's breakfast. So, oh, that was nice. Okay, people are saying happy birthday to other people. Great. And then, so that was the first week. And then last week, I asked you guys to make a plan for your day because we all were getting kind of complacent and not knowing what to do and feeling very isolated. And so I said, make sure you make a plan for your day. Like, set a time to get up and do things. Get up, get dressed, and be part of your day. Don't just like sit on the couch waiting for this to end. We have to still function and do things. So, did you make a plan for your day? If you did, can I ask you share a little bit with us? What time are you getting up? Do you set an alarm? Are you scheduling in your time with God? Are you praying? Are you praying joy? Remember last week I shared joy, Joy, Jesus, others, you. Are you doing that? Are you spending time with Jesus? Are you spending time connecting with others and spending time for yourself? Um, if you are, super great. If you could just like type something in up there and let us know that yeah, you're making a plan, or give me a thumbs up or a smiley to come across the screen or something like that, just so I know kind of if you're doing some of these things, I know that I'm not like the bearer of all great ideas, but sometimes even the craziest ideas are worth a try and see if they work for you or not. So, just wondering. And as those things come in and people might be sharing what they did, I'm going to kind of get going on the rest of our night for tonight. And I'll share those. Oh, Karena, she says she gets up at 7 a.m. every morning, but doesn't get out of bed necessarily. Okay, we'll count that. We'll count it, I guess. That happens. Okay, so I'm just excited for tonight and for what we're doing. Anybody else have anything fun over there, Linda? Oh, oh goodness. Oh, devotionals, walking, singing, praying, pray and then go to work. You should always pray and then go to work because we need prayer at work. A lot of it. Yikes. Um, so um Lots of cleaning. Oh, yes. Did I inspire you to get organized and to clean some stuff? Because I have been cleaning and organizing so much, and I think Pastor's actually starting to like it a little bit, but he doesn't want to say it um, because he actually said, "Hey, tomorrow, are you going to work on the area around my desk?" He asked for it. I'm so excited. So, yeah, I'm still organizing and cleaning, and it's going to be great. So I'm glad that some of you have taken that and doing it. Maybe some of you were already set and you didn't have to make a change to your schedule. Maybe you were already in that, and that's super awesome. So this is our third meeting like this. This means our third week of isolation. Isolation sounds so negative. Social distancing. It's our third week. And so I just thought I'd check on your emotional well-being tonight. So, how are you emotionally handling this? Because we're gonna have those days where it's like, oh yeah, okay, it's fine, and then we're gonna have the days where we're angry about it, and we're gonna have days that we're sad, and we're gonna go through that process, just because that's just the normal part of dealing with something new and handling things. So, how are you handling this emotionally? Are you feeling like an emotional roller coaster? Are you like having those days? Hi, Susan. Hi, Debbie. Anais. Um, Hi, Linda. And Scooter. Hi. Um, so, hey, I didn't expect to see Scooter's name. Kind of exciting. So, how are you handling this? What's going on emotionally? Are you like, I got this, no problem? Or are you a wreck? Because today, honestly, it was really hard for me. And I may cry, but if I cry, please don't think that it's like I'm boo-hooing me. I'm not. It's just built up emotions. Today was really hard. My daily job, I'm a teacher, and um, and there's good days and bad days to teaching. They're all not rainbows and unicorns and sunshine. Um, I deal with some pretty awesome kids, and so there's days when it's rough, but I really love my job. I love teaching. I love getting to talk about math all the time and having a captive audience to listen to my math talks, and stuff like that. But today was hard because as things have now changed with the school district, and they've said that the school sites are closed. So that means the students aren't going to be coming to the school sites, which means that my job is changed up a little bit for right now, and what that means for me. And so I was going through my grade books and getting things organized and emailing some of my kids that maybe were on the cusp of moving up a letter grade, because they were like a D and really close to a C, and I was just trying to encourage them to turn in those couple missing assignments so that, I could, fix that in the grade book and give them or assign them that C, not give them anything because they have to earn it. But and I was sending out the emails, and it hit really hard that I didn't get to finish my school year. I didn't get to be with my kids, and I mean my kids, my school kids. I didn't get to be with them for the end of the year, which for me is so important because I'm a tough teacher. And I know that. I'm like strict. I'm like, you need to do the work and you need to earn the grade yourself and you need to do this. And I have high expectations. And so the end of the school year is more of my opportunity to be able to talk to them and say, look, this is why. I have been tough on you. This is why. Because I knew you could do it. And because I was so tough on you, I know that you're going to be able to make it. You're going to go to high school and you're prepared and you have what it's going to take to be able to graduate. And knowing today that that's not what this school year is going to end as, and I'm not getting to connect with my kids on that level. It was very hard. And so this social isolation, distancing, this has a new a new emotion for me, and having to deal with that and having to come to terms with that and be able to still articulate that to my students that I care, but not be able to do it face to face so that they can see me and see my feeling and see what it's about. That was really hard, and it got me thinking about like the social distancing and how we're connecting on Facebook, and we might comment and we might say things, but so much is lost in translation because you're not getting that visual of what do they really think. You can tell a lot by somebody's facial expression and their mannerisms of how they're meaning something. And the emotion behind all of this and the emotion of what we're dealing with. Um, I just want to check on you. It's important that we're checking on each other, that we're making sure that we're emotionally okay. I know when we're calling people and we're saying, "How are you doing?" Um, the first answer is usually, "How are you doing? Like, do you have what you need? Do you have your toilet paper, or is there something you're in need of?" But tonight, it's I'm checking on you. How are you? And I don't want to know, do you have rice and do you have toilet paper? I want to know how you are. Are you handling this okay? Are you in need of something? Do we need to pray something specific for you? Because tonight it's hard for me. I'm just wondering. So if there's something that you're in need of, something emotionally that you're in need of that you're missing out on right now, and it, I'm not a, hmm, I'm going to put it out there. I'm not a hugger. Okay. Most of you know that. I'm just not a hugger. That's kind of what it is for me. But today I was like, when I'm thinking about my students and I'm thinking, when they come to my classroom, I always have them shake my hand and enter my classroom. I'm missing even that piece, that shaking my students' hands and connecting with them in that way. And dare I say it, yes, I'm missing a few hugs. Okay, I have takes a lot for me to admit that, but I am missing those hugs. I'm missing that actual human contact with people, and not to say Pastor's not a great hugger, because he is. He gives really good hugs, but you know, being able to connect with the other people, and so what are you missing? So, um, let's see, it is staying positive. People are staying positive. Some days it's just hard. Cabin fever. Yeah, cabin fever. Emotional roller coaster. Yep. Hi, Lori. Haley. Hi. Um, oh, you got this. No problem. Karen, you're amazing. Some of us, and not so much, right? Um, Lots of people having a rough day. Yep, it's a rough day sometimes, yeah. Missing all your friends and family and grandbabies. That's gonna be tough on a lot of people because we can't get together in that way right now. So we gotta do what we do. Thought you'd never miss having to get up and go to class. Yep, we're feeling it right here too. It's a lot harder than we thought it would be. Um, Graduation. Oh my goodness, graduation's a really big deal right now. And I know our school district is talking about what they're going to do for graduation and how it's going to happen. Um, Missing your family, missing family. Oh, talk to your neighbors, encourage them. Awesome, awesome. Um, a lot to understand. I'm reading these as I'm scrolling through. Sorry. Um, oh, daughter was getting her bachelor's. You know what? She's still going to earn her bachelor's. It, she may not be able to walk for graduation at the time. Personally, I didn't walk for my bachelor's, but I just had that same experience as I earned my master's, and I was supposed to walk in May, and they canceled my graduation as well. So I understand that, and it's really hard. Um, but you know what? I think when everything settles and we do get to go through those things, because I think they're not going to just put it on hold for everyone. Like, oh, you were supposed to graduate. Sorry, we'll give you the piece of paper and move on. I think they're going to hold a graduation, and so our schedules might be super busy making up for all this isolation time, but they might be super busy with things that we're catching up on later on. All the graduations and the birthday parties and the things. I mean, think about it. There's people who were probably scheduled to get married and they had to put their weddings on hold, and how hard that would be. I just, wow, that's got to be tough all the way around. Um, and right now, all of the things that we'd normally be celebrating, and we don't get to do it the same way. Debbie, I got her a cupcake and a balloon for her birthday, but it wasn't her normal celebration. There's things like that, and it's tough on everyone. Um, I think it's just going to make us appreciate so much more when we do get back together and we get to do things. Um, I know that for me, having that time to cry today and just say, things aren't what they should be, and kind of having that moment, it's okay. And it's okay to be not okay some days right now. Just know that I don't want you to stay in there. You can cry, you can be upset, you can be angry, you can be confused, you can have questions, and that's okay. That's very normal. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm going to ask that you don't stay there. Don't stay in that sad, that angry. We got to move on from it, because every single day God gives us new opportunities. And I mean, as the word says in Psalms 35, see, I got your scripture tonight. Psalm 35, that's 30 verse 5, by the way. It says, for his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. We have God's favor in this. Weeping may last through the night, but joy comes with the morning. And it's okay to be upset today. It's okay to have a rough day today. And then tomorrow, wake up with a renewed sense of, God's got this. He already knows. And as long as we kind of do this and we go through it, it's okay. If maybe today was not your rough day, today was your like, oh, I got this, because Karen said she's got this. She's going through this fine. Okay, maybe that's today, but maybe tomorrow's not going to be that great. Maybe tomorrow's rough. And that's okay too, because then tomorrow she'll have her time. Somebody has their time today, somebody has their time tomorrow. It's just what it is. And we're all going to have those days. So if today's not your good day, reach out and maybe talk to somebody who is having a good day. And maybe they can encourage you and help kind of turn that around for you. Or maybe you're going through a rough time today, but tomorrow you're excited and you talk to somebody who's not. Well, you know how God got you through it so that you can be excited for the next day. Encourage them in that. Encourage that you're not staying in this lull. You're not staying in the low state. Okay? And don't worry. Don't worry. There's nothing in all of this that we should be worried about, because we know in the end, God already knows the end part of this. He already knows what's going to happen. So we can't be worried. Don't worry. Like, I started thinking like, oh, well, how am I going to, handle next year? I'm going to get these students who aren't ready. And how am I? And Pastor reminded me, he was like, it's not about that. Today is about today. And in Matthew 6:34, it says, so don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. Like, I got to get through today, make sure I got what I got for today, and make sure I can make it through, and be positive about today. There was a rough patch for me today, but in the end, I did my best to connect with my students and to try to show that I do care, and I'm thinking about them, and I want the best for them. And that's what it's about. So, when I lay my head on my pillow tonight, I'll be able to say it was still a good day. There was a rough part of it, but at the end it was still good. So always try to make sure that you're focused on that positive. And you have to give it to the Lord. As it says in Psalm 55:22, give your burdens to the Lord and he'll take care of you. That's what we have to do. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall. He's got us. He's got us there. And, when I think about all that God is doing through this time, and it's no mistake, or it's no, oh, that's so, what is that word? What is that called, Linda, when it's just like coincidence? It's not a coincidence. There you go. Thanks for not helping me. It's no coincidence that we're studying Daniel in our women's group. Daniel went through a lot, and how we can look at Daniel and be encouraged by it. It is such an encouraging thing. Even Pastor brought it up last night, and he's not even really been in the women's study. He's not really seen part of that. And he still brought it up how Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went through the furnace and came out and didn't even smell of smoke. And last week I talked about courage. And courage, remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's not about that. Courage is about persevering through, going through something, withstanding that danger or the fear or the difficulty, whatever it is. We have to have courage in these times. We have to keep going. We have to keep moving. We have to find what works for us and make it happen. But that's what we have to do. So I don't want you to think that I'm fearful about this just because I had a lull today. That's not it. Because I'm not fearful in this. I'm just saddened by some of the outcomes that we're having to deal with. And we have to keep that faith. We have to keep knowing that God's for us. That faith. Remember that faith that we talked about in January, that unwavering faith, that deep faith where we know what we know. And Pastor keeps talking about that. It's when we don't know what to do, we have to do what we know to do. It's that same thing. And I read this other piece, and I don't know if I've said it. I may have said it, but if I said it, it's worth saying again. It's that faith that not in what God will do. It's not that kind of faith, but it's in knowing what God can do. That's what our faith is in. It's not knowing what he's going to do, because nobody knows exactly what God's going to do all the time, right? It's about knowing what he can do. And we know God can change all of this situation. God can, in a moment, clear up the virus. God can get us all back to church this Sunday. God can do all those things. And that's faith, knowing that he can do that. Now, will he do that? We don't know, because we're not God, and that's not our job. So it's not for us to decide, and it's not even for us to claim it. I know that people believe that, and I'm just not a big proponent of that. There's not I'm claiming God's gonna get rid of the virus today, and I'm claiming that we're gonna be back together on Sunday. It's not about that, because then you're speaking for God, and that is not our position. Our position is to know that God can, and have faith in what he can do, and then accept what he will do. That's our job. That's our position in faith. So tonight, I want you to think about those things. What can God do? What can he do? He can do anything. And then whatever he does decide to do, we need to accept it and we need to embrace it. And right now, God's having us learn some stuff. He's having us learn appreciation for getting to go places, for getting to have a job. He's having us learn some stuff. Now, Pastor and I were having a conversation the other day about, people appreciating their job and things like that, and how quickly it will change once this is all back to normal. How long will it take us to complain about having to go to work again? How long will that appreciation for getting to do something last? But then Pastor mentioned something and he said, yeah, it's different for your job though. Because that's something that, if everybody could just not go to work and still make it, who would choose to go to work? A few people would, because I like my job. So maybe I would choose to continue teaching. But how will it change? And right now we're all missing church. And church is not something that we're required to go to. Like, you don't have to go to church to collect your paycheck. That's not a requirement. And so people that are missing going to church right now, we understand, because getting to go to church is really a privilege. It's an opportunity. And I hope that we're all like realizing that and embracing that right now. And I know we all miss it. And how much of a priority are we going to make that when this is all said and done? How much are we going to appreciate that opportunity? And I was talking to Bob Kirk about that today, and he was saying, like once we get back to church, what's it gonna be like? And how hard is it for us to get just come into church and sit down and listen to the message? We're gonna be so excited to be back together. And so I was like, yeah, we might need like a pre-service get together so that we're all willing to sit down and kind of actually pay attention to what's going on in the service again, because we're going to be so excited to be together. We're going to want to talk and share. And I was thinking, wow, could you imagine like getting back to church on Sunday and then that 5 minute handshaking time and people are going around? It's going to be a struggle. Like pastor's going to have to call the ushers and cause us to actually sit down because we're going to be so excited to be together again. And that's kind of an exciting thing to think of when we're going to get back together. And um, it, I just hope that that appreciation for the things that we miss are going to be there. That's what tonight's about, that emotional piece, because we're all going to go through these days, good, bad, and focus on what it's going to be when we get to do things again. And when, that maybe I'm sorry, that's awesome. Um, but that's what it's about. It's about the we get to, right? It's I preached a sermon years ago on perspective, and it's all about that word choice of, do I have to go to work or do I get to go to work? Do I have to go to church or do I get to go to church? Do I have to do something or do I get to do something? And right now, we're 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 having to be socially distanced. And but in that, we get to be safe. And it's all about that choice and the perspective. So although things may not be what we want them to be right now, in the manner that we wanted them to be, in the way that we're used to, God understands it and God knows it. And I just really believe that He's teaching us tonight. He's teaching us through this to be appreciative for what it is that we really do have. We are blessed people, and we have so much more than we sometimes consider or that we sometimes think about. And I just encourage you tonight to really think about all the things that we are blessed with and the things that you do truly miss and appreciate in your life. And don't save it up. Don't save it up for when we get back together, because you'll miss a piece. You'll be talking to so many people. You'll miss telling somebody how much you appreciate them because of just time and that. And I thought about that today with my students, is that I didn't get to tell them. I didn't get to say, it's been a great school year with them, or that I knew that they could be successful. I didn't get to have that. And it looks like I'm not going to get that in a face-to-face way that I'm used to. And I'm going to have to accept that it is what it is. And I'm going to have to do that through email, or hopefully they'll watch a video that I'm going to be making for them. And that's kind of where we're at. Make sure that you're saying those pieces and you're doing those things. And especially now, we all have the time to do it. And we just need to make sure that we're expressing those things to each other and being appreciative every minute for what we have. That is what I have for you tonight. And I hope it wasn't too sad. I hope that you're encouraged by it and that you can see that there's good in this. There is something that God's teaching us, and as long as we can be teachable, then we're still where God wants us, because he loves us to be able to learn and learn more about him and his ways. And so just know God can. He can. Now, I'm just hoping that he will, but that's up to him. And as I finish tonight, I just make sure that you connect with others, be an encouragement, because we all need some of that. And if you need the encouraging, make sure you call somebody who can encourage you. We all need people more now than ever. We all need a little bit of grace and love. So if you're getting extra phone calls, just know that it's from love. Don't be upset that people are calling you. It's okay. They're doing it because they love you. Keep that faith, that deep, unwavering faith, because God's got this. He really does. Also want to remind you that I love you. I really do. I miss seeing you all. And this unhuggy person just might be ready for some hugs when we get back together. And it's gonna be weird, but I'll learn to love it. And because I miss it. I really do. He's teaching me lots of stuff. And I hope he's teaching you things too. Um, last night, as past night, we're letting you know this Sunday is Palm Sunday, and it's the beginning of Holy Week. So that's an exciting time, especially for believers. This is time we look forward to. So this Sunday, during our Sunday service at 9:30 on YouTube premieres, um, we are going to be doing communion together. And if you did not already hear yet, that's right, doing communion. So you do not have to have grape juice, and you do not have to have that cracker, which honestly is kind of styrofoamy, but you can use anything. You can use a cookie. You can just use a cracker. You can use a piece of bread. If you don't have grape juice, you can use apple juice, orange juice. If you don't like juice, have water. You can have coffee. You can have tea. You can have soda. Oh my goodness, yeah, you can. You can do communion using whatever element that you set aside, and that we'll pray that God's going to use as a symbol. So just have that prepared for Sunday as you are getting ready for service. Make sure you have your communion symbols ready. And so that'll be some sort of drink, just a swallow. You don't have to have a whole big thing, and a bite of something. So that way we can do communion together. And that's at 9:30 YouTube. Okay, 9:30. And then Tuesday morning, we have the Facebook Live prayer service at 9:30. So if you have any prayer requests, you can go to the church website, tobchurch.org, and you could put your prayer requests in there. Pastor will not be saying them out loud or anything, because, it gets saved, and just know that we'll be praying specifically for whatever it is you leave as a message on the website. It doesn't go public or anything like that. It just goes to Pastor and myself. And then Wednesday nights at 6:30, hanging with Pastors Anthony and Jennifer. It's a good time. We're going through Psalms, because Psalms are exciting and uplifting and fun and inspirational. So join us for all that. And I know that there's been so many comments, and Linda has to tell me some of the things. What's been happening over there on the comment side, Linda? Nice. Happy birthday, Debbie. Oh, Virginia, why were you concerned about Linda? She's fine. She's hiding because she said, "You're a nip on." So she didn't want to be shown on the screen. That's Aw, because you're an essential worker, Jennifer, and we are thankful that you still have a job. Nice. Yes, I know. We all want to go back to church. Holy moly. A personal letter to each of my students. Do you know how many student contacts I have a day? Well over 200. I think at last count it was, I don't know, 227 or something like that. I did email 53 today, though. Milk for communion? Milk and cookies, Tara. Nice. Like that. Hey, well, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Aw, virtual hugs. Nice. Yeah, she's catching me up on all the comments because I could not read your comments and stay focused at the same time. I'm a multitasker, but not that good, obviously. All right. Nice. All right. So, um, that's gonna end tonight. And I love you and I miss you and I can't wait to hug you. Oh, that just sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but it's true. Probably when this over is, I'm gonna lean over there and hug Linda. She's gonna be so excited because she likes hugs just as much as her mommy does. Yes, and it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very soon. And until then, stay encouraged with courage and unwavering faith, and knowing that God can. And we'll talk to you again soon. I love you all. Have a great night. Bye.